Welcome back to Map Making in Disney World, where I make a battle map from within one of the many Disney parks. Today, I'm constructing the Haunted Mansion ride within the Magic Kingdom. I'll be using Inkarnate for this build, with music by Tabletop Audio. You can find links to this battle map in the description below. There's one with a battle grid and one without. Let's begin. So first, I want to outline the entire ride, every corner and every room. And even though the front facade for the ride is quite small, not enough to hide a ride, the building behind it that hides the ride is very large and hidden away. Thanks to Google Earth, I was able to get the exact size of the ride building. I also found a ride floor plan online that kind of details each intricate part of each room. I'll also be showing small clips of the ride from point of view to help you get a better idea of what we're looking at. And I got those from the YouTube channel 4KWDW. You can find that link to their channel in the description below. Give them a visit, they've got a lot of great POV videos to check out. There we go. Now that we have our outline, we'll lay the carpet within the ride entrance, and then I'll start putting down some of those wooden walls in our main entrance fireplace. And I've started to work on the stretching rooms. Now these are called stretching rooms because the rooms actually stretch upward, a really cool illusion revealing long paintings on the wall. And even though visitors only travel through one stretching room for the story, there are two, so they can shuffle more visitors into the ride quicker. So I'll paint the floor and place some candles in our paintings. Perfect. Moving on, after I've got my queue line complete with the little red ropes, I like that part, I'll start making the buggies for the ride. I had to get creative in making these buggies, so I settled on darkening a table and a wishing well and combining them together. And then I'll lay down some tracks for the ride, and then duplicate that buggy over top. There we go. Now moving on, I'm placing paintings on the wall for the Hall of Portraits. Later on in the process, I'll add some light coming in from the windows on the other side to get that lightning effect. Next up is the library. So I can place some books on the wall. I'm going to add a chair, a carpet, some spider webs, and some busts that look at you as you pass them. And these busts are actually concave. They just create the illusion they are looking at you. I'm just going to drop two, just to give the idea. The piano ghost, with some windows behind, and put some trees behind it in that nice room area to make it look like you're actually looking outside. After I make sure this room looks pretty good, I'll come back later in the process and draw the shadow of the ghost on the ground that's playing the piano. The stairwells, which are really cool. It's like that room in Harry Potter where the stairwells are moving. But here, there are ghosts walking up and down. So this was really fun. I can draw little green footprints along the stairs. Moving on to the endless hallway. It turns out it's impossible to make an endless hallway on a 2D map. I can't really do the optical illusion like Disney does. So instead, I'm just going to make a hallway and we can imagine the illusion. But I'll make sure to include the same door frames, chandeliers, and that floating candelabra. The conservatory coffin. The top of the coffin comes off slightly to reveal a skeletal hand trying to escape. What's really cool about this map is that you can see the crew space behind the room with light canisters that are shining that light in that makes it look like it's nighttime. As I go along and I place down some walls and color the floor, I can start to get rid of some of those red outlines as I don't really need them anymore. There we go. Now this is probably the most iconic room of the ride to the vast majority of Disney-goers. Madame Leota's seance room. Did you know the face of Madame Leota belongs to Disney legend and Imagineer Leota Thomas? The face is projected onto a faceless head model within a glass ball. This ride requires a lot of track to hold 160 buggies, moving at 1.5 miles an hour. Did you know the Haunted Mansion is the only ride that appears in all 5 Disney Magic Kingdoms around the world? It's because it's really good. Now for the instruments floating in the air in this room, I found some free assets over at Forgotten Adventures. All of their assets are free, so I'll post the link in the description so you can grab some for your maps. They have a ton, so check them out. Perfect. And to make them appear even more ghostly, I'll drop some light on top of them. There we go. Now for the second largest room on the ride, the Ballroom. This room uses a really cool optical illusion where it appears as if ghosts are dancing suspended in midair. This illusion is possible by reflecting mannequins that are spinning that are actually underneath the ride's buggies on the first floor. Now, for my ghost, I'll use human assets and just change their color to appear ghostly, and then surround them with ghostly lights. As the ride continues, we move into the attic. This room is memorable for the bride in the corner. For me, this was actually a really fun room to do because I had free range to pile as many attic items as I could find in my asset inventory. Now as the ride continues, we go into the graveyard, the rave of the ride. In this room, it was really fun to create an outdoor scene knowing it is all inside of this building. Something fun I did on this map is I've included a hidden Mickey, just like the actual park rides and attraction. So after this video, click on the link to the map and see if you can find it. The Singing Bust. I remember these fondly from the Haunted Mansion movie starring Eddie Murphy. I wish I could play the music here that they sing, but I'll probably garnish a copyright strike if I do. Now once again, I got these ghost assets from Forgotten Adventures, so make sure to check them out. There we go, this room's looking pretty full, so let's move on to our hitchhiking ghost. And then right beside them we have this large room that I'm going to use for the ghosts that go home with you. It's a really cool illusion where on a track they have ghosts side by side moving around at the same speed as the buggies. And as you pass by, it reflects through a window so it looks like they're in the buggy with you. Now for something you can't see on any ride POV of this ride, the buggy repair room. This is where Disney cast members can work on props and mechanisms that broke during the ride. So I'm going to fill it with buggies, crates, candles, other things you'll see on this ride. And I'll put some tools on the tables just to show they've been hard at work. And we are back to the outside. So we'll put down that iconic blue awning and start working on the landscaping. This garden is a little elevated off the ground, so I'm going to need to put some walls around it to show it's elevated. There we go. And then make sure we have our awning on the other side. And then we'll put down some benches just to make sure people can sit beside the wall. And then we can get started on our final piece, which is the walkway away from the ride. We'll put down a wall and color in some grass. Things are looking pretty good. Here we go, we are complete. The Haunted Mansion, complete with stretching rooms, library, piano ghost, stairwells, endless hallway, conservatory coffin, Madame Leota's seance room, ballroom, buggy maintenance, the attic, the graveyard with singing bust, hitchhiking ghost, and the exterior landscaping. If you've enjoyed watching this map being made, consider hitting that like and subscribe button for more map making content. Thanks again so much for coming by. Check out some of our other videos on the channel. I'll see you later.